You know that he makes an impact. Who is the Broncos' unsung hero right now?
The unsung hero for the Denver Broncos right now, there's 5 of them.
Wow.
5.
I had 3 names written down.
Okay, you have 3 names.
Yeah.
I have 5, and as soon as I name them off, you're going to know where my angle is. But here's the angle. The 5 unsung hero of the Denver Broncos are Mike McGlinchey,
Wow.
Quinn Miners, Luke Wattenberg, Ben Powers, and Garett Bolles. Tell me you haven't watched the Broncos without telling me you haven't watched the Broncos when I hear, well, their offensive line isn't that good. Brother, they are number 1 in the league in run blocking. Number 1 in the league in run blocking. Do I need to say that again? Number 1 in the league in run blocking. Number 3 in pass blocking. This is a great offensive line. Now, the pass blocking, you might say that's partly Bo Nix.
Sure.
Because Bo Nix gets rid of the football. And this same unit last year was number 8 in pass block win rate. They're number 3 in pass block win rate right now.
Wow.
It's pretty damn good. And you had all those sacks last year. It's a mystery. Someone get James Merrilat on the horn. Why would they have so many sacks last year when they had the number 8 top 10 pass blocking unit? Now they have a top 5 pass blocking unit with a better quarterback that gets rid of the football in Bo Nix. But it's those 5 guys. Every time I hear it, it drives me up a wall. I see it in some of our YouTube comments sometimes. Well, is it, that run game and it's people defending Javonte? Stop defending Javonte. He's toast.
Well,
the quarterback is toast. That running back is toast. It's the offensive line taking care of business, run blocking. It's Javonte not hitting the holes. The holes are there. Mm-hmm. The pass protection is there for Bo. Sorry for yelling.
That's okay. I like when you yell. I also haven't heard the, oh my God, the quarterback is toast in so long. It's a good one.
It's Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie.
That's right.
It's Christmas, the season of miracles.
I will say this about the offensive line. If you're a fan and you go, man, the offensive line has got to be a little bit better, it's what Cecil is trying to explain there. You're watching poor running back play, not poor offensive line play.
Right.
And honestly, I've been guilty of it before of like, well, what are they doing? Why can't you get a 100-yard rusher?
What are you doing?
Well, it's because Javonte tries to dance, and he's not a dancer. And it's because Jaleel can't break a shoestring tackle, and it's because Audric Estime doesn't get enough opportunity there. So I absolutely love that you're bringing the entire offensive line unit to the conversation for unsung hero. I might be able to do the same. I wrote down the names, but I might be able to just follow suit with what you did and say interior defensive line.
Okay.
John Franklin Myers,
Yes.
Zach Allen, DJ Jones,
Yes.
Malcolm Roach, the 4 of those guys together, and I know 2 of them are, spot duty type of players. But, man, those guys, I would highlight Zach Allen from them because he actually does have some of the stats to go with it. 5 sacks as an interior defensive lineman. That group has been outstanding. Have they had some mishaps? Sure. But they have been so much better than what they were a year ago when they gave up 5 yards a clip on the ground. That's not what this defensive line is. That's an unsung hero of this football team right now.
Yeah, and I love it as well because it's Russian cover. That's not an 80s spy film.
Exactly.
It's Russian cover. You have to be able to have the rush. And part of that is the guys on the interior defensive line. Interior pressure makes every quarterback look mortal. The league leader in pressures this year is, drumroll please, Zach Allen.
Wow.
Zach Allen! Zach Allen is having an Aaron Donald type year and nobody says anything. Nobody says a damn thing. And nothing against Aaron Donald. He was fantastic. He's the best player I've ever seen at the Senior Bowl. Mm-hmm. I mean, he dominated Mobile in a way that even Von Miller, the second best player I've ever seen at the Senior Bowl, dominated that situation. Zach Allen is doing this. Nobody's saying a damn thing. John Gruden, who we appreciate, feeling nicey out there. He's always doing that, right?
That's what has me feeling really nice.
He's calling him anonymous crush. No, girl. You got to know Zach Allen. He's leading the league in pressure. So I like how you're saying interior defensive line. And look at what we're talking about. The unsung heroes being the guys in the trenches, doing the dirty work for the Denver Broncos. You want to know why they're 8-5? Part of it's Sean Payton. He discovered electricity. Part of it's Bo Nix. He's a future Hall of Famer and Super Bowl winning champion, just like Kev always says. But part of it, those guys that we don't talk about enough.
And what do you say? How do you rebuild a team? You start from the outside in. They've certainly started that and are looking good. The other name that I thought, and when I wrote it down, I was like, man, you're letting yourself down when you write this name. But Will Lutz. Unsung hero guy? I mean, that dude's pretty good when he has to kick a field goal from 50 beyond or 45 beyond. Like, I feel pretty comfortable every time I see Will Lutz rolling out to kick a field goal for the Broncos. Now, he's a kicker, and I hate giving them credit, but I have to a little bit to Will Lutz. He's been outstanding, I would say, this year for the Broncos.
Yes, outstanding, and, well, that's about all I can say about kickers, and that's good, right?
Yeah.
That's good, because if we're talking about them in a negative light, which is about the only time we talk about kickers, that means it's a negative light. So it's good to have that sort of security at that position.
All right, what about rising star? And I think we take Bo off of this list, or at least off of the options for answers, because he is a rising star. He's on his way to being a star already. But if I said rising star and I gave you Devon Vele, Riley Moss, or Jaleel McLaughlin, who would you pick?
Rising star.
Or off the board. You can come up with something.
I mean, if we just say star, I'm gonna fixate on that word star.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I so want to get crunchy with this talk, but I know Amanda. Don't stop being crunchy. The rising star is Riley Moss because, brother, he's a superstar. Like, that's where he could go. That's where he could be. Like, Riley Moss already, in my opinion, and again, humble brag, sick brag, bro. And I guess this is my flex. Brandon Stokely got his own flex with the veins popping.
Yeah.
He's out on a golf course right now. How many beers he's got right now?
It's 12.
1209. It's a sixer.
Yeah,
12.
7.5.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's okay. Good for you, Stoke, right? My flex is this. I chart plays for every team in the league. Okay? I can tell everyone with authority, nerd authority, that Riley Moss is already a top 12 corner in this league.
Damn.
Top 12, man. So because of that, you say star, I'm going to put my chips on what you say, but I'm also going to say that's a superstar.
Okay.
So rising star, yeah, that's like, and Devon Vele's solid. I don't know if he'll ever be star level. And Jaleel McLaughlin's, he's okay, right? I don't think he'll ever be star level. Riley Moss is already there.
Yeah.
And he has the ability to be a superstar in this league. And oh my God, all you got to look at is what happened without him.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that's the answer of those names. Now, Bo is the answer, but we're taking him off the list because he can win all of these awards. Jaleel, I can't call a star. I mean, we don't even call him the starting running back. So how can I say star when you're not the starter right now at the running back spot? I think it's Riley Moss. I think that's exactly who it is. And, I mean, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. He's also a white guy playing cornerback. That helps with some of the star because it's so unique to see that guy playing at that position. All right, next up, another contract. You guys were just talking about, we were talking about it with Mace, and some of you guys have talked about on Orange and Blue about Garett Bolles, Courtland Sutton. Those are the two names that we bring up the most. Bolles and Sutton, are they going to get a new deal? They're both expiring contracts. Well, so is Javonte Williams. So is DJ Jones. So is Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham. So is Cody Barton. So is Jaquan McMillan. So is Lil Jordan Humphrey, as is Tyler Bidet. There's a couple of more, but these are the names that people are going to recognize there.
Right.
So, Cecil, I'm with you on Bolles. I would not mind at all if we get to work on Monday and we find out, over the weekend the Broncos extended Garett Bolles and he's going to hang around for a couple more years. Wouldn't feel bad at all if the name was Courtland Sutton either. And I think, I have one more that I believe they need to definitely bring back, and it would be Jaquan McMillan for me.
Jaquan McMillan.
So McMillan, Bolles, Sutton, those are the musts for me.
Yes, yeah, must for me as well. And then I'm interested to see if at the end of the year, and we have 4 games remaining for the Denver Broncos, is there a Tyler Bidet comeback? And I can't reveal what I see at practice, but when I was in West Virginia and leading up to the Jets game, sitting in a downpour in Sean's favorite place that he invented because he discovered electricity, it was probably, this is just me guessing, it was probably going to be Bidet's breakout game. Let's just put a pin on that, everybody. That was probably going to be his breakout game.
And can you say he hasn't done anything, right? No practice, no
right,
nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So like when they bring him back, and he's side field guy, right? So when they bring back side field guy and Tyler Bidet, does he regain the opportunity? He's at like 7 yards a carry. And now it's a few carries, it's not very many.
Sure.
But that is outstanding. He's got more juice than Jaleel does. Like what Jaleel is doing pales in comparison to what Tyler Bidet could do. I even think perhaps one day to what Blake Watson could do. Maybe I'm a Blake Watson homer, whatever, didn't go to Memphis, whatever. But I think there is a potential here for Bidet to show his stuff. And here's the thing, Kev, get ready for this. Y'all way down by that burrito, girl. Get ready for this, man. Get ready. Get that Mountain Dew up. Because here's the thing. You go to the playoffs, Tyler Bidet could be your secret weapon. All right? I'm getting chills. Look at that, brother. I'm getting chills just telling you that. Tyler Bidet could be the secret weapon for the Broncos. So they'll kind of stumble, fumble, bumble around here with the running backs, and maybe it's Estime, and hey, Jaleel did something, and Javonte did nothing. Maybe it's just Bidet. Yeah, week 17, couple games, get going, and then playoffs, bam! You got your stud running back.
Like that. Like that a lot. Is that something you can ask going into next week, or is Sean Payton just going to give you a side field guy? We'll figure it out when we get to it.
No, he might say something.
Okay.
He might say something. I could ask Joe Lombardi about it as well.
Yeah.
So he'd get to say something.
Yeah, that's right. Joe, you can actually do something here for once in a while. Another question, kind of just with the team, is about the holes and what is the biggest hole on the Broncos roster.
Yes.
And it's something we've kicked around so many different times. It's running back, and it's tight end. We were just talking about running back and hopefully trying to find the answer with a Tyler Bidet type or a Blake Watson type. But tight end, there might be an answer coming up here with the tight end, and it's something that we're going to look at with what we're watching in college football. But The Athletic wrote about it, Cease. There might be an answer coming for the Broncos at tight end, and we could watch him this weekend play for Penn State and Tyler Warren.
Yes, that's right. And that's something this week. And again, Spivak loves college football. I love college football because they're going to play in the NFL someday. So I have a viewer's guide. Do you want me to start my viewer's guide for everybody?
I want to hear about this.
All right. So YouTube, thanks. We appreciate you. If you're out there, hi, YouTube.
What up, YouTubers?
Comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a vid. If you're a Broncos fan, there are 3 games that you need to be focused on this week as conference championships happen in college football. And the 3 games are this. We're going to get to Tyler Warren. Let's save him for the last. Okay? Let's put a pin in that one. But on Friday, wait a second. That's today.
Today's Friday.
Friday, UNLV, Boise State. Okay? That's the big one right there. 8 p.m. on Fox. And you're going to
be Eastern? I think it's 6 p.m., right?
Okay. 6 p.m. local. All times are Eastern, yes. 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. local. So coming up at 6 p.m., you're going to watch a guy that I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos moved up for in the first round. His name's Ashton Jeanty.
All right.
Okay? I believe, this is me, call it a Lassie bark if you want. What's that? Lassie, Timmy's trapped in a well?
Yeah.
I believe the Denver Broncos have a ton of interest in Ashton Jeanty.
Okay.
This is me, total guess. And Ashton Jeanty could be the savior for this team at the running back position. He could be everything. You see that Lions offense last night? You see what David Montgomery did? Ashton Jeanty's David Montgomery times 100. He's both Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs in one.
Like that.
That's the type of back he can be. Because, again, college football is a different game. I don't watch college football because, it's college football. I watch it to go, can that guy play in the pros? Every single time I've watched Jeanty, and I've been watching him for a couple of years now, I know he's a pro back. And not only that, he's a superstar. He's a megastar. And the Denver Broncos, they've won too many games. Or there's the, don't take a running back in the first round crowd. Yeah. Well, guess what? Your favorite team, the Denver Broncos, might be taking a running back in the first round. You can watch him tonight. And the reason why, and this is why I do appreciate college football fans. Y'all are nuts. They're nuts. They're crazy.
Yeah.
But when I get the question in September, hey, did you watch that San Jose State wide receiver? He's great. And then I look at their profile and they went to their Sparty for life or Sparty on or what. Have I made Richie mad yet? Because Michigan State and San Jose State, they're both the Spartans, but only one can be the Spartans. Richie, clear me up on that rule. Anyway, my point is this. I always tell people, I don't really dig in unless they're draft eligible. Hey, you're a freshman. Great. See you in 3 years.
Right.
Unless they're draft eligible, and then I do it around bowl season. Why? More on the line and usually unique opponents. Because you beat up on the same opponents. They're in your conference, whatever.
Yeah.
And these are conference championships, so more on the line. And then regular bowl games, not college football playoff, but sometimes college football playoff, you just have this unique matchup. I'm definitely going to be seeing the largest test for Gente tonight. Does Gente pass the test against UNLV? And if you're a Broncos fan, this is why dialing into the bowl season, you got to keep track of what's going on here because Gente could be their pick. I don't care if they're picking at 32. I don't care if they're picking at 22. But the Denver Broncos, in my opinion, have interest in Gente and could be maneuvering in the draft so that they can get this guy if he passes the test tonight.
Well, it is this that we're going to talk about Tyler Warren, as you mentioned, in the mock draft that I was looking at from The Athletic.
Yes.
Have the Broncos at 23. We'll get to where they pick. It was Gente going to, think about this, Washington at 21, right there in front of the Broncos. So it's in the wheelhouse of where they may be. And Gente in Washington would be a very big problem for the rest of the NFC.
As someone who loves Adam Peters and has known Adam for a long, long time, as someone who told you the Commanders were never going to move off Jaden Daniels, I told everybody that. I had pushback, whatever. I don't even care now. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. So listen up. I will tell you this. Gente's on their list as well.
Okay.
If he's on the Broncos list, he's damn sure on the Commanders list. So I'm kind of heartbroken you said that. It's like
right when I read it.
Right before him, right in front of him.
When I read it this morning, the same thing. I was like, oh, man. That fits so well. That's such a good pick.
It
for
looks
the
so good.
Commanders.
All right, you ready for Saturday?
Yeah, what's going on Saturday? What should we be watching?
Now, we're going to get to Tyler Warren. Calm down, everyone. But before then, Georgia versus Texas.
Yep.
SEC Championship, 2 p.m. Mountain. That's going to be fantastic. And there is a player on Texas that I've seen mocked to the Broncos.
Oh, I think I know who you're doing. Bond?
Yes, Isaiah Bond.
Yeah, Bond. Isaiah Bond.
Isaiah Bond.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this fits necessarily now because of what we're seeing from Devon Vela and Marvin Mims and potentially from Troy Franklin. But he's a wide receiver with big playability.
That's what I was going to say. Wouldn't Bond – they want Troy Franklin to be Isaiah Bond.
They want Marvin Mims to be Isaiah Bond.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And now they're moving Mims around, a little joker, whatever, so maybe Franklin's the guy. But here's what I do. I go – you have a couple of guys in Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin that could be Isaiah Bond, or you could just go get Isaiah Bond. So, again, this is your Broncos guide to college football conference games. Drew Spivak's going to be watching all these games all day long. A memo to Drew's lovely wife. He's not going to do a damn thing. He's not going to move from the couch. This is a Friday night thing, girl. This is a Saturday all-day thing. But you're watching Georgia, Texas. Watch out for Isaiah Bond. First round pick, maybe end of the first round, into the second round. That could be a conversation. If you took Bond, if you're the Broncos, take him in the second round instead of the first. I think he goes in the first. He should go in the first. But it's the draft. You never know.
Sure.
But I'm glad you knew that name because that's a game everybody needs to watch and everybody needs to know. And now, are you ready to talk tight end?
Well, real quick, before we do the tight end, I don't have any problems having multiple wide receivers on their roster. You're like, all right, we got Isaiah Bond. Now, Marvin Mims, you're on year 3, and if it doesn't work out, see you later, man. Troy Franklin, I know you're on year 2, but you're a 4th-round pick. If it's not working out, see you later, man.
Right.
You can't there's no such thing as too many playmakers, especially when you're the Denver Broncos right now with a young rookie quarterback.
Are you ready for me to say something that you're going to hear, let's say, 2,000 times before the draft?
Yeah.
There's no Brock Bowers in this draft. I want that to be very clear. Why are you snapping your fingers, Kev?
Oh, shucks. That's going to help us get to 3 wins.
There's no Bo Nix in this class either.
See, there's no Hall of Fame quarterback.
There you go. There is no Brock Bowers. I think if you're out there chasing your tail, we can get Tyler Warren. He's like Brock Bowers. But you got to watch this game, Oregon-Penn State, right? Now,
watch Tyler Warren.
That's coming up 6 p.m. So you got Georgia, Texas. That's 2 p.m. Mountain Time, SEC Championship. Then you have Penn State versus Oregon, Big Ten Championship. That's at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So you just roll right in. And again, if you're a Broncos fan, you need to be dialed into these conference championship games. There is major college talent on display. Apologies to Drew. I'm watching this for guys that can play in the NFL. I don't give a damn about Bevo. I don't give a damn about Uga. I don't give a damn about any of that. I want to know who can play in the NFL. And, brother, I'm here to tell you Tyler Warren's the best tight end in this class.
You know what else you're going to hear about 6,418 times when you get to the draft cycle? Tyler Warren is Taysom Hill.
Yes.
You're going to get that thousands of times.
You put it at 6,000? Zach's betting the over on that right now because he's on his app. Like, well, I got to bet on that. So,
here's what Tyler has done. Just from scrimmage, he has 1,167 yards and 10 touchdowns. How does that all break down? 81 catches for 978 yards, 6 of the touchdowns there. He's added 189 yards on the ground with 4 touchdowns on 21 carries, several direct snaps, little end-around stuff that they've used there at Penn State. Also has a passing touchdown, and he's punted the ball this season. So he's literally done everything.
Yes.
Lines up at the traditional tight end spot with his hand in the dirt. Lines up at the fullback spot with his hand in the dirt. Obviously with running back rolls, direct snaps. He's lined up in the slot, and he's even lined up as the number 1 wide receiver on the outside, facing the number 1 DB from opponents. Tyler Warren is Sean Payton's Taysom Hill, right there waiting for him.
I got more for you.
Oh, really?
I said I had 3.
Okay.
I'll throw in a couple at the end. Watch for Tez Johnson. Nicholas Singleton from Penn State as well. They're running back. Tez Johnson, wide receiver, Oregon. But this is the time. You stay dialed into college football because it's awesome. But you stay dialed in because you want to know who can play on Sundays. I just gave you 5 names of guys that can ball out on Sundays. Broncos,